work. But usually, if you're going to go for this kind of macro carrier build, what you want are reavers in between to act as a bridge. And really, you could finish them off with a Corsair Reaver. You don't even need to get to the carrier stage. That's only if the Zerg is tough enough to survive. Now, she's got her Hydras coming down here to the lower right once again. Looks like I just got my 4 carriers here, and I need to save these carriers. This is still very dangerous for me. Slinging a web here and there, but she's gotten great position here. I have to applaud her for this micro here. I did not know there was another group of Hydralisks out there just waiting to pin in my carriers, and I lose 2 carriers there to that ambush. Perfectly done. So I'm almost entirely defenseless at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I've got 2 carriers. That's all I have in the world to shoot down with. I got 1 Zealot pounding away at the drones, though. So go Zealot and go probes. My probes are getting tons and tons of damage on these buildings. But it looks like she's just going to ignore that. My Zealot has 7 kills there. Nice work for my Zealot. Hero manlot there, obviously. And I think this Zealot and the probe might be able to take down his extractor if she doesn't pay attention. But she's got a couple more Hydras coming in, and 2 carriers left. Not looking that good. Vilda's also picked up her natural expansion once again, I think mainly for the gas. And this expansion, which is really, she should be taking all of her drones and moving them over there, because that's where all the fresh patches are, and the fresh gas guys are. Now, what am I down to? I'm down to 2 carriers still, but I think at this point my economy is actually starting to revive because of all the probes I have over there, and I'm actually rebuilding my carriers now inside of my base. I've also snuck a probe up here, so I could be picking up another expansion, so things could be turning around for me once again. Still very, very close though, and the Zerg, well, Vilda unfortunately is just a little weak on macro there, and that's really hurting her this entire game. Is the fact that she hasn't been able to use these new expansions to the full benefit they could be giving her, because she had such a huge expansion advantage over me when I was distance mining off of 1 base, and I had no resources left. I think she could have finished me off at that point. But we'll see, though. She's obviously... the game is still rather close at this point. For some reason, my carriers are just moving down instead of doing anything useful, like taking down his expansion. Looks like I'm going to bring them back up again. And once again, I'm going to go Overlord hunting here, and I find a nice patch of juicy Overlords here, like gushers. That's what I like to think them as. You know those candies you ate when you were kids? You bite into them and they explode into juices? That's what these Overlords are to my Corsairs. My Corsairs just enjoying this nice meal of gushers, but no! Oh no, as my Scourge, just as I'm saying that Scourge take down one of my carriers, so down to 1 carrier left. Wow, I got a couple more pumping out, but oh, I have no carriers. I remember saying at this moment, I was thinking like, TT, I'm going to lose this game now. It's going to be terrible because I've got no defenses left. And for some reason, I think I canceled a carrier or something. I got 1 carrier now in my base, but luckily for me, once again, I've killed a lot of Overlords from Vilda. And this is going to be tough for her to rebuild all of those and then to build some more units. But look at this, though. Look at the economic situation. I have managed to pick off this expansion, granted, but I'm still at 1 base mining minerals. I'm at 2 depleted assimilators, and she still has the lower right here. She still has these expansions up and running. She just needs to get a couple more Overlords, and looks like she might be going for a push at the front. This is a golden opportunity for her. I think she realizes I have no more carriers, so I'm down to these 5 cannons and a couple of Corsairs and 1 carrier left, not with many interceptors though. But here it comes. Here comes the attack here on the cannon line. I'm going to need to sling some good disruption webs here. 1 disruption web goes off. 2 disruption webs, and managed to force her away from the cannons. I think she actually could have just microed the Hydralisks over here and had more of a damage on them. By the way, the entire time I was being harassed by people on Ventrilo, so I blame all my poor play on that. The person watching and Vilda were just making fun of me. You know, poor me. But no. Here she has about a clump of Hydras, about a dozen. Let's see how her food situation is. Finally, she built. I think she built like, she went from 38 to 94 foods, so something like I don't know, 10 Overlords at once, maybe 8 or 9 Overlords. So she's okay with the food department again. Once again, I managed to sneak this expansion, though, at the upper right, and she needs to spot this. She's got a Zergling at the natural, but she doesn't see my expansion going up here, and this could be very devastating for her if she lets me keep it up there, because my carriers are just so upgraded. They're just going to be so powerful. And, oh, man, I have a nice squad of carriers now. I think this is 4 carriers, at least 5 carriers. Wow, I got 5 carriers clumped up. And my Corsairs, note this. This is the same hotkey 2 I use for Corsairs for some reason. But yeah, this is the same 6 Corsairs that have been like the bane of Vilda's existence this entire game. And I'm going for attack now at the lower right once again. This is just as she's about to, as she's pumping drones, so she doesn't have that many forces. And for some reason, she's moving her Hydralisks around the middle and not to the lower right. She needs to go and pick off my stuff over there. She definitely does not want to sacrifice these expansions. But I think what happened was she spotted my expansion at the upper right, and I think she's going to try to take it out. Now, this is a huge problem. She still has not taken out my 6 o'clock expansion. I definitely would have expected that to go down first, because that's where most of my resources are coming in from. But instead, she's going to pick off this expansion up here. There's no chance for it. But on the other hand, though, I am picking off both of the expansions here, and I actually think this is a bad trade for her. 2 bases for 1, and these 2 bases were definitely saturated with drones. Just look at all these poor drones that are going to get taken out here, just zapped into non-existence by my carriers. And oh, this is going to be brutal to watch. Just look at this. These drones have nowhere to run, absolutely nowhere to run. And yeah, they're just going to get massacred here. 11 drones down, probably more are going to get taken down soon. And Vilda is actually now in deep trouble because she just has this expansion left now, because she has... Oh man, and oh okay, I thought somehow I won with probes up there, but she is going to take down that expansion, I think. And she's going for a last desperate strike here on my carriers. Carriers going down left and right, but I've got disruption webs everywhere now. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, here comes tons of Scourge. Wow, epic battle there. But looks like my carriers at the end are gonna take the field here. So this is not looking good for Vilda, not at all. And for some reason, her drones are not even mining at this expansion. No, what is she doing with these drones? Oh, I think what's happened was she I don't know. She's returning to these patches because they think that's where they should be mining. And oh, these drones, these poor misguided drones, walking into the light of many interceptors, and not one is going to survive here. Yeah, all the drones are going to get taken out for Vilda, and that's going to be GG right there. She's down to 8 drones and a couple of Hydralisks, and obviously the Protoss player is much more survivable when they have few forces than the Zerg player is. You know, because the Protoss the Corsairs and the carriers are so durable compared to Zerg units. And at this point, with only 8 drones, I mean, all of them are mining gas anyway. It's a good game. And a really, really exciting game for me. I don't know how exciting it was for you guys to watch it. I hope it was, though. And once again, don't try this at home, kids, because you'll just get eaten up by the Zerg. I mean, the Zerg won't just beat you. He'll probably try to humiliate you afterwards. You know, like Vilda, you try this against Vilda, and you're not as good of a Protoss player as I am. She'll just go and humiliate you. She'll just get like 10 queens and like ensnare all your probes as you're desperately trying to mine, and she'll get devourers for no reason and just kill all of your stuff with devourers, and then she'll spawn broodling all of your units, like every single unit. She'll even spawn broodling your probes because Vilda's powerful enough to do that. So you know, just watch out. Don't try any of these shenanigans with her. Otherwise, you'll have some hell to pay. But I just got lucky this game, basically, that she didn't find the 6 o'clock location. I mean, if she had found the 6 o'clock location, I was ready to GG. I mean, also at that point, maybe 10 minutes ago, when I had no carriers left, I mean, if she had gone for an attack at the 6 or at my main base, it really would have been hard. She did go for an attack at my main base, actually, but the 6 o'clock is what really made the difference. And unfortunately for her, she didn't see this the entire game. So it is going to be GG here. She has no more hidden bases left, and yeah, that's going to be it. So hope you guys enjoyed this game. Definitely an unorthodox game, to say the least. Note that I did not build any ground forces in this entire game. I built 2 Zealots and 2 Dragoons, and that's it. And for most of the game, I didn't even have that many carriers, to be honest. I had almost no carriers, but anyway, now I do have more carriers, and that is game. So yeah, don't try this at home either against Vilda or against any other Zerg, because you'll just probably get humiliated. I mean, there's no 2 ways about it. It just doesn't work. I think if you start with Reavers, though, and the game ends up being quite long, then it's certainly a viable build. Getting that disruption web and then eventually moving to carriers is certainly a viable build, but usually not against Zerg. So I hope you guys enjoy this long and rather interesting game, for me at least. Please keep your suggestions open for other games, and I will be casting a couple more of the All-Star matches, Shinhan Bank Pro League All-Stars, but Diggity and Moletrap will also be doing them, so stay tuned for them too, because I don't want to hog all those great games. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Cholera signing off.